Hello everyone and welcome back to more Divinity Original Sin 2. And what is probably going to be the final episode, hopefully I should say.
Gods, those flames! And Voidwoken, here in our sanctuary. Our
I was just going to confirm that, hey,
Oh, Lucian,
you should go deal with the
us.
thing. We
You have
already
the
dealt
trust
with
of
the
Lord
thing.
Ahu. Show that you deserve it. Lucian's blessings to you, stranger. I'm Sister Avani, the head priestess of the cathedral.
There are who's in charge of the cathedral.
Lord Ahu is the keeper of the cathedral. His duties are select. Only he can approach the remains of the divine, for instance.
Yeah, what else has come to that?
When the Voidwoken attacked, we hid pilgrims and priests alike in our quarters. All survived, I'm glad to say. But if Dallas had arrived during that time, no one would have seen her pass by.
Oh, good.
Yet without Lord Ahu's cooperation, she would have to pass the path of blood to gain access. And thus far, no one has survived the attempt.
Yeah, I saved
She
her.
gasps, then bows her head to you in respect.
Divine blessings upon
Can I get an
you.
orange with her?
Today! Another time, perhaps. Next week or next month? If you leave a name and address, I'll see what I can arrange. But today is Lucian's
But
day.
it's necessary.
And Lord Ahu is deep in prayer and is unlikely to answer a knock at his door, no matter who knocks, or how hard.
Very well. Here is the key to Lord Ahu's quarters.
Lord Kem has posted a few guards by Ahu's door.
But that would be bad if they were there.
I pledge my life, oh Lucian. Please return.
I hope we did the right thing. Overthrow the Majesty.
Well, you're not Ahu.
Hello? Hey, have you got my ball? Smelly person threw my ball away and I couldn't go fetch. Threw it off the balcony and I couldn't find it. But then Master friend of Master's used to smell old. Now he smells rotten. And he's mean.
So Kim,
Threw my ball away.
Off the balcony, even. Ahu.
Godwoken,
Bob
you
let
return.
now. How do I use these things?
Put the amulet on and charge it up by consuming source. Once it's got 5 charges in it, it'll be ready to go. Bring the amulet and the scroll to the path of blood. By the statue of Lucian, there is a hidden mechanism. Set the fully charged amulet in the hidden receptacle, then read from the scroll.
So I wait in the path of blood.
Many obstacles lie between the path of blood and the resting place of the divine. I can only help with one. The death room. It is a room of many levers. 5 will lead you closer to your goal. The rest will lead you to your death.
Great.
Each
super.
lever is named for a virtue of the divine. Find the levers whose initials spell the word power.
P-O-W-E-R.
Select these 5 and these alone. My dear, we all have questions. Sometimes we may even get answers.
Right. He just leaves cat fur all over the place, doesn't he? Because, you know, he
Who
could turn
knows how
himself into
long
a
it'll
cat.
take to fix this mess.
So obvious that.
Eye sharp, Paladin. The Grand Master's chamber must be protected.
So let's go over a quest line one more time.
Please return.
It's time to do that. We dealt with that. Dealt with that. We dealt with that. So.
Greetings. Have you come to join us, or do you wish to walk the path of blood? Lucian's day wouldn't be the same without the faithful gathering. The path of blood is a more advanced form of pilgrimage. I would not advise it unless you believe yourself to be free from sin. The path of blood ends in death for those who attempt it. It was Lord Ahu's creation. He is the crypt's keeper, of course, and oversaw the construction himself. He spends most of his time tinkering.
So basically more information about that. But yeah, everyone just gets to play in the blood. You don't want to do that. So yeah, the path of blood.
And she seems so confident.
Pledge my soul only
It's like, hey, you gotta go, basically go in hell.
Something closed the door.
The bewildered ghost stares at her own dead corpse. A single thought emanates from her spirit. That I was pure. The warmth of your good wishes envelops her. She realizes the truth. All is well that can be well.
All those poor dead elves have haunted my dreams ever since the war.
One little silver spoon, that's all I took from.
Yeah, basically don't touch the statue.
Looking at this.
Understand. I was sure I'd make it.
I'll give you an example why. Save.
Lucian's statue creaks and groans. When it speaks, its voice is stony. It grinds and crackles with magic.
Thou shalt answer 4 questions. Art thou ready? Dost thou steal?
That say.
Thou art impure. Thou art impure.
Oh, that's funny. Just, by the way, you're impure, sap. Anyway. Yeah, that's what happened. Anyway. So yeah, don't worry about that.
Switch.
I like how
There's a
so
curious-looking
many
panel
people
discreetly
don't know
nestled upon the
that.
wall. Upon it is a lone button. There's a slot in the center of the button.
Put them
It looks
there.
like the amulet fits the slot perfectly.
Read
The
the
mechanisms around it begin to
scroll
glow.
down
The button slowly sinks into the wall. As if pushed, the source fades from the amulet, consumed by the inner mechanisms of the
I
button.
could have used that.
Gears turn behind the ancient walls, almost like they're acknowledging the words you spoke. A nearby hatch in the floor unseals itself.
Oh, I do get the amulet back. The problem though is it's out of charges. But we could refill it. We could refill it. One, 2, 3, 4. Oop, I moved it off my bar. And 5.
My amulet is already brimming with salt. It cannot contain more. There. The switch.
There.
Switch.
We already dealt with the switch. Just need to go down here now. And do this hatch. So into our final trials. And our waypoint. So by the way, Lucian's
No
too.
sign of Lucian's
You
body.
recognize
It's
the
empty.
approaching child. He is hardly a picture of innocence. His cheeks aren't rosy, but sallow. His smile isn't curious, but crooked.
I thought I left you in now.
Surprise! You left a little boy to rot in a prison cage, and yet I made it here. What do you say to that, eh? What do you say to that?
Gosh, murder a child.
Attacking a child? That's dark. And very bad for your sense of self, that must be. So let me help you. I'm not actually a little boy.
His voice changes, becomes deeper, rougher, older.
Really, I'm not. Say hello to your mistake.
A razor smile unfolds upon his lips, but his eyes are
Do we
gone.
seriously have to do this?
The light in them has turned black. Any time he may have had as a sane and functional human is well and truly over.
Yes, my lord Lucian, I'm coming. I'll free you. I'll protect you. I'm coming, my lord. I'm coming, Lucian.
Okay, please don't do that. And then who are these other ones? And then there were other NPCs. Just hell. For some reason.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Okay. Just then, and they were there. Hey, loot.
Even in death, the spirit of Charon, the great mistake.
Lucian, I'm coming. I'm coming, Lucian. I'm coming, Lucian. Lucian, I'm coming. Coming.
Oh God, he's coming. I'm just going numb.
As the first tendrils of source leave him, inexorably attracted to you, he stops the chatter. The razor smile unfurls upon his lips.
Okay, anyway, that was a thing. But yeah. So, Lucian's body is in his tomb. Well, it gets more complicated. What's happened to my sight? Oh God, oh right, I didn't do the Devourer thing. Forgot about that stupid shit. The whole Devourer armor and all that. Forgot about that. I can't really be concerned about. Like, yeah.
Peering through the iron grating, you can see how it connects to the...
Let's see if I can remember
The blessed
how to
altar
do
seems
this.
to want to be touched. The altar seems to respond. Beyond it, something creaks, as if the pipework was...
Alright, let's see if I can remember how to do this stupid thing.
A blessed stone altar. In the space beyond the altar, the...
That one doesn't matter. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's see if we're trying to get this one to this. Well, that's right, okay. Well, actually, yeah, looks like we get that. Let's see you. You could go this way, this way, but you'd end up there, wouldn't you? What does this do? No, can't reach. Huh. Okay, the problem is that won't work because of that way. This one would have to be able to go this way because of these stupid things. But, right, because I would go this way, but what if it goes this way? Okay. Well, that would lead to that one, though. Huh. That doesn't help me. Okay. Confused. How about the blood one? Well, that would work for the blood one. But you... Okay, how about we rethink this one here? Okay, what if it goes boop up, the boop over, the... Oh no, that won't work because it'd have to come from that way. Unless it goes down this way. Okay, my problem though is what about this one? It goes up, over, and then it runs into a problem here. Unless I change this direction. Okay, the blood one will go do. Okay, you go do. Can't go that way, it goes this way. Well, that's a problem, huh? Isn't it? That is indeed a problem. Well, unless it goes this way. Oh. I don't see how it plays out.
The altar seems to respond.
Okay, let's see how this works, right? Hypozos. Okay, so it's going this way, and then it hits the dead end. This one is gonna go that way. That one's going the right way. Oh no. I thought it was gonna go this way. No, that's not where you're supposed to be going. That's where the fire's supposed to be going. Ah. Right, makes sense, wouldn't it? It goes the way it's facing. Which, shit, that means... Okay, I have an idea.
A blessed stone altar.
Anyway, first things first though, we need... Is it Blessed Blood? It might be Blessed Blood. You have Bless? Well, now you have Bless. There, now we have Blessed Blood. Oh no, you ate who consumed the spirit of the fanatic.
A blessed stone altar. In the space beyond the altar.
Okay, let's rethink this, shall we? Okay, what if we change, like, say, this one to go this way? Alright, so it goes boop boop. Boop boop boop. The only problem though is that doesn't help because it can't reach them. It has to be like in that direction. Boop, 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 boop. That wouldn't work because of those. Oh shit. Okay, how about this? Nope, can't do that either. Because that... Ah, this is stupid. I used to know the solution to this. 1, 2, because we go up and... like that. I mean, we could reposition it down, I suppose. That seems entirely complicated, though. Even if I send it down, it's still just going to hit that one. Unless I change it. Let's see about this path. Well, it has to go through these. They can't really, you know, remove these. They go out of direction. So boop, 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 over. Because it's not going to go straight up. If we turn it that way, it doesn't work. So it'd have to go this way. So this one would have to go up this way. And through here, into this. And then it could go straight up this way. So if we want to go more like this way, and if possible, well, the problem is I can't just go straight to that. It'd have to go basically into this. And like that. See, that works. It gets it there. This one, though, I'm not entirely sure, because, yeah. Let's see patterns. Okay. So this one. I'd have to change this, wouldn't I? So it goes this way, goes into this. Goes down into this one. Okay, this is not connected to that one, so yeah. Go down to this one. But that would go straight back into that. No. Goes down to this one. Go over into this. Uphill. Boop boop. And into the red. Wait. What? What? That doesn't seem right. How about you? Because, yeah, you have to go that way. So yours is simple. What the hell is this one's go? I feel like something's wrong here with this one. Or how about we do it the opposite direction? This way, then. Boop, boop, boop. No, because it... No. No. No, there's no... But... Because this one has to go uphill. Wait, yes? This goes... What? I'm confused. It goes up, over, up. Wait, no, it goes over, up, over. Okay. This goes up, over. It would have to be this one. This one would have to go this way. This goes this way. So this one would have to go turn this way. But that doesn't make sense, because then it would just go boop, 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 boop. But that's stupid. What? What? Okay, so that's if it went this way. No, still just go. That's stupid. How do I get this to this? Okay, let's retrace from this way. Boop. Opponents that's connected to that. How about this way? Is there any way I can make it work from this side? Not without changing that one. Wait. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I'm confused. I am totally confused now.
A blessed stone altar. The altar seems to respond.
It's no longer blessed though, is it? Okay, so that just goes that way, Well, the fire one is going fine. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. The light's going fine. The fire made it. Blood made, but it's not blessed, so... If I can actually change that, I suppose. The problem is I don't know what to do about that stupid one.
A blessed stone altar. The cool stones in the space beyond the...
Like, what do I do? Cause like, my mind's just stumped. Oh, I used to know this shit. Okay, I'm looking at advice for the solution online now, and... Huh. Well, let's see how this works. Okay, so they go this way. Well, let's figure out how they made this one work first. This goes this way. Okay. So that works. Goes up, over, up, over. Okay, that makes sense. Wait a second. Up, over, up. Was that all I was missing, was just that? Wow. I feel dumb. I feel dumb. Oh, I feel dumb. I don't have bless. Beast, do you have bless? You have bless.
A blessed stone altar. The altar seems to respond.
That one made my brain hurt for a bit. Okay, let's watch where it goes. Okay, that one's going that way. Wait. Yes, right. Okay, this one's going up. Up. Over. Up. And that one's going up. Yay, we figured it out. Puzzle solving. Okay, couldn't process that one on which way because there's so much I thought I was not getting the puzzle properly through the thing without causing issues. Anyway, let's move on. So over to the line of anguish. That's a lot of lava underneath the city.
Venture no farther. Only death lies beyond. Blood need not be spilled. Bones need not be broke. To cross this threshold is to plunge into very well.
Death room, eh?
The death room. So the thing about the death room, which we need to spell power, basically. Let's see, what we got? That's B. That's C. There's so many levers. Okay, let me see what those ones do. Quality. Order, probably order. Steadfastness. There's just like so many levers.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
Oh, then there's these assholes. Like, don't even bother. They're just there to be nuisances. All we need to do is figure out how to spell power. That was R. Okay. So where is, P at? Potency, though.
Glory is mine.
So.
Moving to corporeal transposition engine. You're not trying to escape, are you?
I think they move and hit levers too, which means this could be tedious too, if I remember right. Power. What was O at again? That was R. Okay, well, where was O? Order was... Is the one over here? Authority. Candor. Authority, Jesus. There is order.
It feels like that lever did something.
Moving to hazardous concoction generator.
But how are you going?
There's no end to them.
Well, let's see, where's W? So where's W? Fuck is W? Wisdom. Right.
Something happened.
W.
I think.
So where was empathy at then? I know I seen empathy. No, I seen empathy. That was the R we needed at the end. Seriously, who designed this shit? There it is, empathy.
It worked. I heard gears moving.
Moving to reinforcement deployer.
Please don't. You fuck.
Reinforcements deployed.
Well, that probably screwed everything up then, because he hit G, and all I have to do is go hit R, and we should be done, but no.
Something's happening. That must have been the last lever.
I've spotted a trap.
Well, that wasn't tedious at all. No. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Must be getting closer to Lucian's crypt.
Hi.
You reach for your weapon, but as the small Voidwoken skitters forward, you get the sense that it's not here to fight. It looks at Fane, clicking and chittering in excitement, and introduces itself. Fane starts in shock. He knows
this is
it.
Fane's story, so...
The Voidwoken was a colleague from Fane's days at the Academy, his assistant. It claims it knows how to save the Eternals. It promises Fane that if he can snatch the powers of the Seven, then he can restore his people. Not under the rule of the God King or the Void, they would finally be free. Fane turns away, pensive and quiet. Even as a skull, you can see the pain etched into his face.
So, don't give the power to the God King. Don't give the power to... Just restore his people. Fane?
Do you know, this Ark's place doesn't look half
What about
bad.
a small Voidwoken?
Important does not do it justice. She tells me there is a way to save my people. The power of divinity could bring them back. Not as monsters, but restored to their former glory. I could have my old life again.
Where do all these other people live?
That issue is not as pressing as you might imagine. The Eternals cannot be eternal without the source your god stole from them. No, if they return, they will reclaim their source. The source that was used to create you.
Well, that's... So basically, I got my people back, but it would require a complete genocide of all the current races.
If the Eternals come home to this world, we will live in it as your masters. You will be our slaves at best, our food at worst.
So what's he gonna do?
I'm not sure. I need to think about this. It's just... they're my people. Although... well, so are you. I'm sorry. I can't talk about this right now.
Well, sounds like he's having doubt. Now is not the time to be having doubt.
The truth hangs heavy upon the air itself, unspoken. This is the point of no return. Somewhere beyond this point, you shall be undone, or you shall ascend. There is no middle ground.
This is the final. The final. Cleaning up level. I might see if I can do multiple endings. We'll see.
Come, come, Quercus. Time is short.
So, Laura?
My goodness. Here we are, Quercus. This is it. What do you mean, Quercus? Of course I'm prepared. I have my noble steed below me, and my trusted shield beside me. What more could I need?
His whiskers crack into a mischievous smile.
And I may have cracked the spell that will stop the great acorn in its furious tracks, if that's what you mean. That's right, Quercus. We've done it!
He's done it.
Sir Laura turns to you, his beady eyes shining with pride.
I owe you an apology, Shield. At the start of our journey, I wouldn't have believed a lizard would lead me to the discovery that would save us all. But I see now that my prejudice was foolish. Without you, Quercus and I might still be stuck on that abominable prison island. Now here I am. Here we are, on the brink of saving the world. Indeed, Quercus and I will find an advantageous location and do just that. Meanwhile, you must prevent the servants of the Acorn from interrupting us.
Yes, you do that.
Sir Laura takes a slow, deep breath and lets it out in a rush.
You feel it, don't you? It's so still, but there's something behind it, too, like a thunderclap waiting to fall. The great Acorn is nearly here. Its servants are poised for impact. We've known this moment would come. Now it is time to put my research to the test. I am ready. Quercus is ready. And you, Shield?
Praise our
What say you, Quercus? That's good enough for you? Then it's good enough for me, too.
Sir Laura grabs your pinky with his tiny paw.
Huzzah.
He gives it a decisive shake, then salutes.
No matter what happens next, Shield, there's something Quercus and I want you to know. It has been an honor.
It has been an honor, Laura. Sir Laura.
Now, onward!
Huzzah! Well, off he goes to save the world. Ow.
You come here often. I don't know what you did, but you just released a source blood. I thought I'd come and see what all the fuss was about. Should have known you were getting yourself into trouble. Looks like the big moment has finally arrived. I will do everything I can to support you, Godwoken. I will pray for you. I think you'll need it.
I need prayers.
Don't underestimate the power of true prayer. This is a place of incredible power where a single prayer holds the weight of thousands. Your heart and soul will fill as quickly as they're drained. Consider it a taste of your divine future. The people will pray for you.
We're gonna be dropping
in turn, they'll trust you to do right by them, as I'm trusting you to do now. Of course, it's up to you whether or not to listen. I know how I'd respond, but you do you.
Melody wearily chuckles to herself, then bows her head in a show of unexpected but sincere reverence.
Looks like my investment's paid off after all.
I need worship only one divine, and I believe he stands before me now.
You've shown me kindness in the face of my sins. My worship is the least I can offer.
I've always preferred to be the one reaping the attention, but you've turned the tables.
I suppose it's only right, seeing as how a new divinity may stand before me.
Now go. Rivellon needs a new divine.
So they're just gonna pray for us. Which means... You've the Baldur who always pray to you. The revolt to find you with infinite source. Well, screw having that amulet equipped. So.
Prince. Godwalken.
There's Lucian the Divine. Oh, well, we're stuck in conversation. Shame. That means we can't just move over to him and drop a death fog bell underneath him. Cause that's what you could have done back in the day, is you could have put a death fog bell underneath him. Or at least close to him that it caused him. So that way it would take him out, cause he's still technically human. Anyway.
Dallas told me about you. You must be as hard as diamonds, and twice as bright, to have come so far. Your divine welcomes you.
What's up?
The divine you thought dead lords over the chamber from a granite throne. He moves to speak, but it's Riedeman's voice that next pierces the air.
What a twist.
Oh, hi.
Lucian frowns at Friedemann, then bestows a benevolent smile upon you. All that you know of him flashes across the panorama of your mind.
Lucian, you lying snake!
Yeah, I figured I would have fun with this.
You betrayed me! You used me to bring death to my own people! And for what? To make the world a better place? Look around!
Ifan, my friend.
I mean... Our void woke it up, well.
There were many sacrifices that had to be made.
That
You
big
were
bad
but one. Each of them pained me, but I would make them all again.
Lucian, we should tell him the truth.
Yes, I agree. It is time we dropped our masks.
Dallas nods, then reaches for the sides of her head. Where there was one face, suddenly there are four. She takes off the mask of the shapeshifter. A skull is revealed, bejeweled and ancient as the void.
Dun dun dun.
I am eternal.
Aren't they just full of surprises?
You knew it.
Fear not, Godwalken. Dallas is on the side of all that is good. She is helping me rid Rivellon of the influence of the
Is
source.
he on the side of good?
Listen to her.
Somehow I doubt that. I mean, he's the Source King, but he really participated in the ridding of all Source.
I shall tell you the tale as I told it to Lucian. Long ago, the scholar Fane discovered that the veil between the world and the void was made of Source. Our 7 lords desired this power.
Of course.
Silence, slave. Our king forbade the 7 to reach for this power, but they didn't listen. Instead, they rebelled and sent the king and his people into the void.
I mean, who didn't see that coming?
With the source they stole from the veil. The 7 created the races so they would have worshippers.
But now, why would they need worshippers?
During their lives, worshippers collect Source. When they die, the gods feed from them. It's an ingenious system.
So basically, need things that you could basically farm for an infinite supply of Source.
Our souls are nothing but vats for the source-hungry gods.
Yeah, they did seem a bit dickish like that.
The 7 made a mistake. By taking its source, they tore a hole in the veil, and it is through this hole that the void finds its way into our world.
The Seven's lust for power let in the void. Our goal is to close the hole they created, to restore the source to the veil. When we are done, there shall be no more source in the world. Rivellon will be finally free from the gods that enslaved them.
But wouldn't closing the whole Doom Towers is king and people in this void?
My people cannot be allowed to return from the void. They are tarnished. They are void-woken. They can only bring chaos and death and...
There is more, but she hesitates to share it. Then she decides that she must.
I was a child when the God King tore my family apart. I was purged of source and left to rot in a putrid tomb. A child. It was hell. A hell I suffered for the sins of my father. He was the one that betrayed the God King. He was the one that told the Seven the secrets of the Veil.
So... Dun, dun, dun. More reveals.
The cruel joke of it all is that the same tomb that housed my tortured body is what sheltered me from the void. Few Eternals escaped that fate. Myself, my mother, and... Thane.
Who would be her father?
Yes. Thane is my father.
The reveals.
What? No. It can't be. Everything Dallas did. It was all you. Child.
As I said, Thane is the main character. Like, literally, he is the main character. Because, literally, the main story revolves around him. Like, the Red Princess's whole thing was, you know, becoming the father of dragons. That is his story. Spear has the whole thing about getting revenge on the Master, the Shadow Prince. And I guess getting her out of the tree, because the tree would require her to sacrifice herself. That's her story. Both, you know, the whole demon thing. Beast, the whole Queen Justine, and the Deathhawk thing. Ivan? In a way, Ivan could also be considered almost like the main character because, well, you know, he's going after Alexander, he's going after Lucian, technically. But no, Thane, main character.
Everything I did to fix your mistake. Our people, every purged sorcerer, every dead magister, all those weeping families. They're on your head, Father. But now I have revenge. Revenge on the Seven and the God King. Revenge for what they took from me. My life. My people. My mother!
The hammer's voice falters and her coolness vanishes. Every crack and rasp betrays her grief. But her next words burn not with sadness, but anger.
Did you even look for me? Did you even look for her?
Dallas, control yourself. Our purpose transcends your personal wounds.
Yes. You are right.
Dallas's reasons weren't mine to question. All that ever mattered to me was peace. Peace for Rivellon. Peace for me, whatever the means. And now, we are on the precipice.
So how did your brutal actions were meant to achieve peace?
While Dallas sought the Aetheran, I started draining the gods of their source.
So you're the reason the gods can no longer hold back the void. Cause you decide, man, I'm gonna do this.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
I know, right? Lots of slurp.
One more word from you, and I shall use the leash.
Oh no, not the leash.
I had to hide from the gods. So I had the walls of this crypt equipped with tenebrium and protections put in place. It worked. Everyone, even the gods, thought me dead. As divine, I was created, empowered to stop the void. I was the avatar of the Seven, their strength and their weakness. My bond to them allowed me to drain them of their source.
So, still in the source though, yeah, it weakened the gods and allowed the Void Walker to appeal.
Yes, in a sense. When the death fog was unleashed, many elves died. With fewer elves to worship him, Tias and Dilius weakened. This gave the God King his first real foothold back in the world. To strengthen himself, he sent his Void Woken, the remnants of my people, to hunt down the sorcerers seeking to reclaim their source.
The Voidwoken. Disgusting things. They ravaged the land they touched and infected the air they breathed. They were also an incredible stroke of luck. You see, blaming the sorcerers for Voidwoken made them easier to capture.
The Aeterran now contains almost all of the source the Seven stole. Soon, we will be able to heal the Veil.
The void shall be banished, and I, Lucian the Divine, shall return from the dead. A false divine, of course. I shall have no power, but the world will not know this. I shall demand peace, and we shall have it.
Well, if you have no power to back that, you can't really make demands of peace. Because, I mean, if you don't have the power to back that, someone could still just stand up and oppose you easily.
The plan is almost complete.
We have made so many sacrifices, Godwoken. All of us. Of ourselves and those we love. One last sacrifice is required. For the future of Rivellon, you must surrender your source.
Decide. Be the true hero and give up your source, or be forced to submit. Like a coward. Like a slave.
I want to point up something. Give up our source. What about Redmond's? What about Brackus's Red's source?
There is no other way. The source of the world is required to close the veil. All of the source. We only lack yours.
But what about Brackus Reds? But giving up that one is one side like a husk one, so
As I say, one last sacrifice is required. Yours.
So, Lucius Master of the Master Student was really done to aid Alexander.
We already had more than enough Godwoken.
Another sacrifice I was forced to make. Those beautiful people. I was as kind as I could be. I promise you that.
There'll be no divine then.
Good. You understand.
The world shall not know this.
More than enough. Far more. I will suffer him to live no longer.
Ifan unsheaths his weapon. He stands by your side with every muscle tensed, like a coiled spring. Fire blazes in his eyes as he looks to you for support.
Have his revenge.
Ifan nods his thanks. He turns away just as you see the emotion rising in his eyes. Then, the coiled spring snaps, and he pounces upon Lucian like savagery incarnate.
But that did take him down. So here's the thing. Well, first things first. Oh god, the echo effect. Boost. Oh, check out Valkyrie before he could just reveal himself as Brackus Rats. Well, that's a thing. Infinite source, eh? Well, no, is alright. I was like, I don't have access to my thing. Where is it? I should have drank this one first. Move my AP cost. Resets my cooldown. You know what's great is I could just keep doing this.
Lucian struggles to rise, but the weight of his own pain leaves him to gravity's mercy.
I think that was a bit broken. And then I just called down the heavens upon them.
My time is done. But your source burns so bright I'm all but blinded by it. Be wise and true, Godwoken. I am no hero, but wisdom and truth. These are values I always believed in.
Dallis groans in pain.
I have failed. The future of all that is rests on your shoulders.
So here we are. The end of it all. Nobody I'd rather see this whole thing through with.
Here's the thing, I want to reload. I made that too simple, okay? Like, let's give them at least a chance. Oh, that was a bit too... just a bit too much. Oh, take two. Take two. Okay. Pop those and let's do this. Zero drop that just because this one's fun.
I am Brackus Rex. I am the Source King. You shall not seal the veil, and I shall not be struck down. I call on the God King. Come, claim what is yours.
How? What? You are unleashed!
Wiedemann cackles in delight at this turn of events. His unbridled glee slithers into your veins and throttles your heart.
Oh no, he throttled my
You
heart.
left the leashing wand next to me, you stupid maggot. So accustomed had you become to me pretending to be your slave.
Kill him!
Do shut up, you tedious buffoon. And don't look so surprised. As if I would allow that bone-bag Dallas to enslave me. Me?
I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the discomfort.
You should have listened to Tarquin, you worm-ridden wench. Nobody enslaves Brachus Rex.
So, yeah.
I am Brachus Rex. I am the Source King.
So is this part of your plan?
This is not the time for talk, Ifa. Kill him, now!
Too late, you mouldering, blight-stained pigs. Grant me power, my ally. God King, I call on you.
Yeah, then the God King never shows rule. Alright, it's frickin'... I was gonna say, yeah, Ivan's not gonna win.
You would interrupt Brachus Rex? You would interrupt the Source King?
Yeah, if it was my check. So anyway, by the way, he gets a turn now. So I think this would make it more interesting, by the way. Because yeah, now if I Brachus Rex.
The God King hears my call. He sends a companion worthy of my power.
Hey, it's the Kraken. Well, that's a thing. And the Kraken's just like, by the way. Oop. Just gonna spit things out on the ground. He's spitting ads out there. I'll get a turn before we do. I know, right? Isabel, Kim, the Solo Man. Okay, source of bears. And the Solo Man releases a plague. Well, this definitely makes it more interesting than just, and then you won. Well, Lucian's just gonna go deal with him himself. Didn't really do much. Well, Ivan, you wanna be the hero? I think only one of those things really flies at a time, so we probably should pop both. Ah, well.
I'll yield to none.
He's gonna yield to none. Thing is, infinite source means I could just drop this one. Yep. Followed by dropping that over there on you guys. Well, there goes Lucian. No doubt he's already conscious. Well, let's release those grasp of the stars. No, it didn't even hit them. My bad. Oh. That hit them, and them. So all that's left is Brachus Rex and you. Wow. Oh, and I guess a white magic marshmallow. So it's up to you, Fane. Time to save the world. Quick, Fane. Drink some tea. Strong tea. You're supposed to drink the green tea. Okay. Well, what we got? Oh, first they activate Farsight. Increase your range. Let's go over hill. And shotgun blast Brackus Reds in the back.
Prepare yourself.
Well, that didn't do as much as I hoped it would.
Prepare yourself.
Then we'll hold off. What are you gonna even do? Gonna go without?
Ready. Prepare yourself.
So what do you have? Steamlight, Hailstorm. Whoop, I forgot. I should probably go over to your thing. We froze. Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing I could do. Well, you know what we have to do. Mortal blow. Move closer. Mortal blow on Cracker's rat. And the Kraken's like, nope, I'm gone. So I think that made it a bit more interesting, don't you think? And then this, oh, you know, it's just this one Marksworm's left to, you know, threaten me now. Like, seriously? Ha. Beast, don't you have cheese somewhere in that mess of your inventory? Thunderstorm, closed circuit. What? I was like, what? How did you survive that? Oh. Cool. Well, that means that did nothing to you. Ah, that's cute. However,
I'll yield to none.
Lucian struggles to rise, but the weight of his own pain leaves him to gravity's mercy.
My time is done. But your source burns so bright I'm all but blinded by it. Be wise and true, Godwoken. I am
that was
no
a better
hero,
fight, in my opinion.
but wisdom and truth. These are values I always believed in.
Dallis groans in pain.
I have failed. The future of all that is rests on your shoulders.
So here we are. The end of
Time
it
to
all.
have a conversation.
Nobody I'd rather see this whole thing through with. I trust you. I trust your judgment.
He shouldn't. I'm sure his trust well placed.
I know you will. I know you. Remember? You're the best damn friend I've ever had.
It would probably be different if, you know, if we romanced.
Well then, let's do this.
Well then, this is, as they say, it. I never dreamed that after all this, I would be standing here with one of your kind. Let alone that I would be proud to do so. I cannot imagine someone I would trust more with divinity, including myself.
Thane lays a bony hand on your shoulder, squeezing gently.
Do you know, I believe you will.
I was wrong. About power, I mean. I was always kidding myself that I could only help my people if I were free. Lead them by example, you know. Thing is, I can never be free. So I must choose the dwarven people's liberty in exchange for my own.
I know you'll have my back when I return to them, just like I've got yours.
Keep the needs of Dwarven Kingdom in mind.
Beast replies with a nod. There's no denying the glint in his eye. Whatever the future holds, he is game for it.
This is it. I can hardly believe it.
She casts her gaze around the crypt in awe.
After everything we've been through, after everything we've seen, here we are. Here I am. And now that I see godhood before me, I know what I have to do. Chief, you need to ascend. There's no one I would trust with this responsibility but you. I know you'll do what needs to be done, what ought to be done. And I know you'll do it with style.
Paris Veterans Scotia team is fighting the war too.
They'll never know what hit them. Now go on, shoo. You've got business to attend to.
Listen, this is it. Again. And I want you to know I'm not putting up a fight, not against you. My revels are now ended. Yours are about to begin. I've had my vengeance, my life and my liberty. You helped me win them back. And then, when you told me you loved me, all of me awoke. All I want now is for this to end. To be by your side when we wage the final battle. And long, long after. I know you do. And I love you too. Now kiss me.
You kiss each other passionately, ready to face the darkest dark. You think back on your journey here, on all that you have seen and done. You think of the Magisters, and the sorcerers they hunted, and of the good and the evil on both sides. You think of how the Eternals came as Voidwoken to reclaim their stolen world. You look at the source around you. The power is immense. Divinity at your fingertips. You think of what you could do with such power. The rights you'd wrong, the wars you'd win. You marvel at your journey and how it has changed you. You think of those you left behind, and of those you met along the way, who stood by you or against you. It's time to choose your fate, and the fate of all you hold dear. What shall it be? Shall you be divine?
So, decision time. I'm pretty sure there'd be more choices if certain circumstances were met. Like, for example, Los. Show the divinity with the demon. I'm pretty sure that's an ending. there is also an ending with like if you side with the God Woken, the God King. But yeah, one thing, let's relate back to Pillars of Eternity. Well, basically, at the very end of Pillars of Eternity, spoilers for Pillars of Eternity, by the way, we basically, what would you do with the souls? Do you put them back in the wheel? Those sort of choices? There was no option to just, you know, consume all those souls and become a god yourself. Because, you know, all those souls would have driven you completely insane. You could barely manage having one other soul from your past life keeping you sane. But yeah. Thing is, we were gypped in that. We couldn't become divine. We still had to play by the, you know, the artificial constructs of soul energy, or gods, as they were in Pillars of Eternity. We had to play by their designs. This, we basically have succeeded the gods. Like, they all tried to basically attack us, and one of them got into a super form and still lost. So the gods no longer really are in charge. So yeah, do we claim divinity, or do we just give it up? Nah, we claim divinity.
After all that you have been through, and all that you have done, all that you have become, the Aeteran lies in front of you. Divinity is yours to take, or to sacrifice.
Ah, now here's the choice.
What you do next decides your own fate, and the future of the world.
That was basically the whole, do you want to, you know, or you going to choose to take that?
What shall you do with divinity?
This is also where you can screw over your friends who you've been working this entire way through. Think, hey, by the way, I'm taking the choice. Screwing everyone else over. So, do we become the new divine or give source back to all people? Release divinity to the world. Everyone is divine, so no one is defined. I sort of like that idea. But here's the thing. What I think I'm going to do is, I think we're going to go 1, 3, and 2. We're going to do all 3 of these endings. So, let's start with the first one.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the God-Woken. A new divine rose, a true heir to the Seven, more powerful than ever, and united Rivellon in its battle against the Void. All across the realm he was loved, worshipped, and adored. Humans, lizards, elves, and dwarves all rallied to his banner. The Great Allegiance stood once more, but the war continued. From the depths of the Void, the God King still sought to return. As for me, my last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the God-Woken claimed divinity.
I think there's an optional thing.
An eternity of pain and suffering is mine. I cling now to the dream that one day the veil will be sealed, that one day I can be freed, that one day a new God-Woken will rise.
So yeah. Anyway, Let's roll with the other choices, though, shall we?
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. Dallas the Hammer, the secret eternal, purged the Godwoken and used the Source to close the veil to the void. The world was saved. Statues in memory of the Godwoken who sacrificed their Source were erected all across Rivellon. They would never be forgotten. The half-demon Malady took pity on the soulless, Godwoken silent monks and brought them to the Hall of Echoes. There, from the scraps of their souls that remained, she restored them to life. Sorcerers no more, they lived out the rest of their lives, freed of the burden of being the Godwoken, freed from the weight of the world. As for me, the Godwoken sacrifice severed the link that bound the Sworn to the God King, and I was finally free. To atone for my sins, I spent the rest of my days taking care of the sick and elderly, telling the story of the Godwoken, that the world may never forget the greatest heroes Rivellon had ever seen.
It's like, wait, how am I here? Shouldn't I be dead? Malady, how am I here?
Malady stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here she looks almost angelic.
But
there
dead.
you are. More than a silent monstrosity, less than a god. In the end, I'm not totally convinced it was worth my while to restore your consciousness, seeing what you've done with it so far. Where did I go wrong? Ugh.
Ugh.
I'd been counting on sacrificing my health and happiness for a future god, you know, not a silent monk in waiting. Never mind. I'll find another way. I always do.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it. But instead, she places a hand on your shoulder.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. Sacrificed much. And I'd have given even more to see you fulfill your destiny.
She looks you up and down.
I guess this will have to do. Take a moment, why don't you? Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same. Until next time.
So yeah, we can no longer use swords. That's the thing. Fucking phone, no. God. Hate that thing. Okay. So. Let's try this one then. Because, yeah, if everyone's divine, then no one's divine.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. When the dust settled, no new divine had risen. Instead, all Source was released into the world for all the people and every creature to share. Everyone was now a sorcerer. And united, the peoples of Rivellon pushed back the God King into the very depths of the void. This ushered in a new golden age of peace and prosperity. But alas, it was not to last. With many greedy for wealth, power and position, the struggle soon began anew. Source, the very language of creation, was used in violence once more. The never-ending contest for power continued. As for me, my last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the God-woken failed to seal the veil. An eternity of pain and suffering is mine, in service of the King, until the day I am freed, the day the God King returns.
Well, there you go.
Malady stands tall and...
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've... Get an eyeful. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other. I have a lot of planning to do. Now that there's not to be a new divinity.
She drums her fingers testily on her crossed arms.
All that work, all that effort, tossed into the gutter like a malformed child. You say that now. Let's see how you feel when you realize the true implication of a world filled with sorcerers. Never mind. I'll find another.
She fingers the mask.
We've come a long way.
She looks you up.
I guess this take a moment, why don't you? Relax, enjoy.
I think I'm going to basically go back to our first one. Because here's the thing. Normally it's what I do. I just want to see the other ones. I probably should have chose doing them first. But yeah. Not the. I think probably getting rid of the source is actually probably the better ending in terms of the world, but yeah. And then there's the whole thing where we could go back. We'd have to go all the way back to Act 3 to decide with the God
so it
King
ended.
and all that.
A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the God-woken. A new divine rose, a true heir to the Seven, more powerful than ever, and united Rivellon in its battle against the Void. All across the realm, he was loved, worshipped, and adored. Humans, lizards, elves, and dwarves all rallied to his banner. The Great Allegiance stood once more, but the war continued. From the depths of the Void, the God King still sought to return. As for me, my last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the God-woken claimed divinity. An eternity of pain and suffering is mine. I cling now to the dream that one day the veil will be sealed, that one day I can be freed, that one day a new God-woken will rise.
They were actually decided to seal the veil. But hey, at least we're gonna run around all golden like. But here's the thing, you think that being, being a god would be able to just, have infinite source and just do that, but nope. All we get is a glow. I know, right? At this point.
Malady stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here she looks almost angelic.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin for your personal benefit. I'd say you owe me, but why stay the old... Get an eyeful, Your Holiness. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time.
She turns to you, arms crossed, and grins.
Look at you. Magnificent.
Yeah, you know what better so.
Actually, I've never looked better. Except for one small thing.
She fingers the mask, covering her face.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. I sacrificed much. And I'd give even more to see you become exactly what you've become. Soon, I'd like to have a little chat about something you can do for me.
You know, that other game that the other Divinity Larian was supposed to be working on.
But I believe that can wait. Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same. Oh, I don't know, around and about. Treat myself to some mead, a lover or 300. I'd say we've earned it. And when the time comes, I'll come find you. Your Holiness.
So, do you know that Phoenix egg we kept?
The flaming hatchling bounces and cheeps out of sheer excitement.
Exactly.
Daddy! Daddy! Looky at me! It takes you a moment to realize the egg you've been carrying has hatched at long last. The chick trills contentedly and flaps its tiny feathers in recognition of its proud parent. It seems you've got a new mouth to feed.
I have a phoenix, I have a dragon.
Daddy!
You escaped an abominable prison and confronted the king of all gods, only in turn to confront divinity
I could have talked to
itself.
everyone for
A
each
rather
different
poetic
roles, but
arc, don't you think?
I feel like that would have been tedious.
Not that your story is
I take up way
finished,
too
of
much
course. Your divinity shines upon all who walk Rivellon. Now that I am clear of mind and free of intruders, I'm wondering if it isn't time to share my learnings with the less enlightened. And to that end, I have a few ideas worth considering. Once I've come to a conclusion, as a matter of fact, yes, Source makes for an excellent ally in matters of a demonic nature. Not only can void seep through the veil, but the beasts of Nemesis might similarly slip out of their own plane. Whether you are clever enough of a divine to keep Damien's disciples confined to Nemesis, I can't say. But I think we'll know soon enough. Until we meet again.
Well, I was going to talk to Solora.
Well, well, Quercus. Look who finally graced us with their presence. I suppose some thanks are in order.
He's welcome.
What? No, you should be thanking me. I just saved the world from the Great Acorn.
Oh, really?
You're welcome, by the way.
Why, thanks, Solora.
Honestly, Quercus, some creatures have no sense of perspective.
Bow down to Squirrel Person.
A huge grin slowly spreads across the squirrel's small face.
Of course, had you not stopped this God King and his lackeys, there would have been very little left for me to save, so...
The cat moves forward, twisting around your legs and filling the air with the sound of dry, dusty purring.
Ah, Quercus! Please, have a little decorum.
Quercus arches his back, almost dislodging Solora, who just smiles.
This battle is won, my friend, but we still have a war to fight. We've undone the Great Acorn, but the Knights of Dre are still out there. They summoned the Great Acorn once. They will be able to summon it again. We have to destroy their order, once and for all.
Well,
that is the future Quercus and I have ahead of us. We no longer need a shield. But we are very happy
my help
to have a friend. The honor is all mine. I pray we will not need to call on you, but I am grateful for the offer. I never thought I would be proud to have befriended a giant, but there is no one Ow! Quercus! There is no one that we would rather have walked this world with. I do not know what comes next for you, but you will always have a friend in the forest. Come, Quercus. We must... Oh, I think you have something in your eye, my friend.
The cat curls up and snuggles into his squirrel friend, who quietly sits and sniffs on the deck.
Well, if it isn't the new divine gracing me with his presence. How honored I am.
So what are you gonna do now?
That is the question, isn't it? How does one top the greatest feat of necromancy ever conceived? I might have the answer to that. Tell me, have you ever heard of Gustafsson? No, of course you wouldn't. It's a written language, unreadable to most, but myself naturally. It comes from a mysterious race from another world, beings that feed on minds. I intend to seek them out. This Gustafsson seems to guard portals to their realm. And once I've uncovered one, well, why settle for being the greatest mind in just one world? And there's another for the taking.
At least you have your ambitions.
Yeah, amazing I'm still here. That we're still here. That Lucian... Well, that relationship always was complicated, wasn't it? You're so much like him. My instincts tell me to kneel to the new divine. I've done so before, after all. But I can't drive myself to do it again.
Nah.
Gareth beams. For the first time, he is his own man. Yet his enthusiasm is not a man's, but a child's.
A friend, yes. That I know how to be.
For a moment, his mind wanders to memories of friends and enemies, of malady and magisters, of demons and divinity. He is then in the present once more, and smiles at you.
Friends. I find a way to fit. I wasn't just content to lurk in Lucian's shadow. I was his shadow. Now I stand in the sun as my own man. I just don't know who that man is. And so I find out. My goal is to have a goal, if that makes sense at all. And if it doesn't, well, that's all I've got.
He doesn't know what to do at the moment.
Darling, there you are. Come, let me take a look at you. I've never known a god before they became divine. I was curious
well, I
if
get
it
a
would have changed
glow,
you.
that's about it. I still have a source on it.
She gives you a long, assessing look, but makes no immediate comment.
Yeah, does seem different.
She paces around you like a cat, looking you over.
Well, you certainly look the same. But there's something in the air around you.
Probably this glow.
It vibrates ever so slightly. There's magic in it. Power. Don't you feel it?
Yeah, it's very something different. It's not realization of our existence. It's about people, the power to create and blink without eye.
Maybe you should give it a bit of time. I imagine it takes almighty power a little while to settle in.
So what do you do?
That quite depends on you, I suppose. Is a deity permitted to mingle among us mortals?
I mean,
She laughs, and it's music to your soul.
I certainly hope so. We love each other after all.
A kiss, and oh, how sweet she tastes.
Love conquers even divinity.
Oh my, you! Look who it is! Our brand new Lord and Saviour.
What's up?
She curtsies low and looks up at you with a grin.
So, what's your first order of business? End world hunger? Instigate world peace? Send all spiders back to hell where they belong?
Shit, change.
Well, yeah. I'm not the next god. Someone made that abundantly clear.
She winks and pokes you in the ribs.
So? Come on, don't keep me in suspense. What are you going to do with your almighty power?
I'm gonna rest.
Can it? Sometimes I think this realm of ours is cursed. You look alive, oh divine one. I'll bet this place keeps you on your toes. Big job. I'd offer to help, but I've got some business of my own to attend to.
Yeah, just gonna hit the road with a bunch of filthy artists to get our band back together.
Ding ding ding! My loot calluses are all but worn off. I'm a disgrace. So, Chief, I guess this is it, right? Don't speak too soon. You're a god now, after all. Soon enough, your brain will be full of all the fates of all the people in all the realm.
Great.
Let me know if you see any falling boulders coming my way, though. Or goiters or something.
As she turns from you, the whites of her eyes darken, the veins in her face go grey, and a wicked smile curls her mouth. Suddenly, it's gone again. She winks, and you're left wondering whether you saw anything at all.
See you around.
You're the new divine. That's so cool. What's it like?
Million and one doors have opened, each leading to a new world of possibility.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty neat. There's also the matter of my payment for all the stuff I've done for you. That'll be...
He taps his fingers and mouths silently while he counts, until he arrives at an acceptable figure.
1,300,000 dozen and 50 teen gold pieces. Now pay up. Oh yeah? What's that?
Han ponders your suggestion for
And yes,
all of a
fine.
second.
I mean, who suspects the child?
Okay, I love being all sneaky and well, yeah. But you'd better believe the bill for that will be a doozy.
I've never been fond of what the Divine stands for, but I must say, it's rather exciting to say I've been up close and personal with one. Who knows? A nice cottage someplace quiet for Mahalia and I. A roaring fire and a feather bed. Maybe. Maybe. But a girl needs some fun, doesn't she? Reform my ways. How adorable. No, I'm afraid I cannot escape who I am and what I've done.
Her eyes flick down to your mouth. She smiles coyly, then
Meh.
slinks forward. Her mouth meets yours and devours you with predatory abandon. Somewhere in the recesses of your mind, you think you hear her voice sigh, "Mine." But then the kiss ends.
Something to remember me by, darling.
So I have a question. Where was Beast? Where was the icon?
Fane is
That's
reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He leaves through it slowly, muttering to himself.
Interesting.
His eyes stay fixed on the book as you approach.
How quiet. Oh, look at his sleep.
Yes, I see. It is rather annoying. You have my apologies. The next time I meet you in the guts of a slaving ship, I shall keep my hands to myself.
Fane looks up, his gaze carefully drinking you in.
Fascinating. The power of my people. The power of the Veiled. All in one delicate mortal shell. Who could have imagined?
Power is a huge responsibility.
I don't doubt it.
The skeleton looks back to the book. You can feel the grief radiating from him.
I can't help thinking that I could have saved them. That I could have done something. You could have saved them, but you didn't.
I mean...
You made your choice.
I'd have to sacrifice everything.
Don't misunderstand. I made my choice too. That doesn't mean I cannot mourn them, though. They deserve that much.
Now, do you think I could just resurrect them all? I mean, I have the powers of God. I seem very limited, doesn't it? I can't even get my one source point back.
The skeleton hefts Hubert's dog-eared encyclopedia, its weight heavy in his hands.
I've been rereading this book, looking over your history once again, poring over every detail with a new perspective, and do you know what? It's shit.
Fane tosses the book over his shoulder. It flutters in the air as it sails over the ship's railing and disappears with a faint splash.
If you have spent your life staring at a thing, you can write about it with knowledge. You can write about it with love. But it is almost impossible to write about it with wonder. You creatures have spent your lives trudging about this world, and you've grown blind to its miracles. Simply that to see the true beauty of a thing, sometimes you have to look at it as an outsider, as someone with fresh eyes, if you will. Take otters, for example. Energetic, waterproof cats, utterly beautiful creatures.
Otters, eh?
Or octopuses. Did you know they're secretly octopuses? Octopi? Octopods. I shall have to look that up. Regardless, the world is filled with absolutely incredible sights. And who better to catalogue them with the awe they deserve than, do you know, there is the idea that nothing is ever truly created or destroyed. I suppose we are all Source, just in different forms. You being the cruder, less jewel-encrusted form, but my people were Source too, although we didn't know it at the time. And our Source helped create you. In a way, I was walking alongside the best version of them the entire time. In you, I found a home better than the one I was pining for. Thank you, Godwoken.
Oh, there you go. So, where's Beast at? Oh, that was Beast.
Beast brushes detritus from his beard, sand, skin, and whatever else might have accumulated there. He takes a deep breath when he sees you.
I know it's the same old sea breeze I've always smelled, but it's different now. I don't know how to explain. Maybe you do, O Divine One.
You sound used to calm.
I don't know how you can be so, what's the word, nonchalant? You're not free anymore. You belong to Rivellon now.
Beast begins to chuckle, then guffaw, and soon he is laughing as heartily as you've ever known him to.
That might be the most dramatic thing I've said in ages.
The laugh fades away, and the concerns of a kingdom and beyond pass between the two of you.
Nah, that was side.
That's what I should be asking you. I'll find ways to excite myself. Always do. First I go back to the kingdom, see the Queen, and there's a lot to do there. Damage that needs undone. Dwarves have lived in fear for far too long on the outside. And the inside. Something tells me it's all going to be okay.
He winks and begins to sing.
You hear the wild beast just sails on the ocean. He's docked in the bay and coming your way. Off on the yawn, you hear the commotion. He's docked in the bay and coming your way. Your cupboard can't hide you, nor can your berth. His daggers don't care about the gold that you're worth. He'll bury your bones neath a mountain of earth. He's docked in the bay and coming your way.
He pauses, then continues to hum.
So where the hell is Ivan at? Like, I've noticed this, I don't know where Ivan is. Down below?
There's nothing interesting down there. The future lies above, not below.
Well, where is Ivan at? Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, there you are. I feel like we need to talk to all these people. I don't know what we do afterwards, so maybe we talk to the ship?
Ifan gives you an appraising glance. Curiosity mingled with an emotion you can't quite put your finger on. Reflected in the mirror of his eyes, you see yourself, majestic, powerful, emanating an aura of purest source. Ifan's lip curls slightly, and he looks away.
So, you're it. Our new divine.
Apparently.
I truly hope you'll do better than Lucian. Be better.
Now
You'll
try.
need to do even better than that. But if anyone can, I believe it's you. If I can give one last piece of advice, remember that you serve the people, not the other way around. I need to fix what my actions destroyed. I'm going home. I'm going to return to the forests where I grew up, where the death fog detonated. I'm going to plant new seeds and see if maybe we'll see each other again sometime.
He pauses, as if about to say something else, then shakes his head. With one last nod, he...
So...
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does to be whole again.
So how are you doing, Chip?
I will always be an ally to those that carry swords, to those whose blood is of the heroes of old, and so, as always, I am at the ready.
Well, it's time to depart.
You look out to the endless beyond.
That's
The
a
sun's
rock.
light
Oh,
plays
it's
upon the
time to
waves,
depart.
just as it always did. The sails flutter in the wind, just as they always will. And yet, something is different. You are different. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command to the Lady Vengeance, and another.
And another chapter.
War raged on.
So, by the way...
Arcs remained the center of power as the races united behind the divine.
Our actual choices.
But the Voidwoken attacks continued, as they did elsewhere. Arcs would see many more long years of war.
Maybe I should chose that one.
The ancient empire of lizards became one of the pillars of the new divine alliance. The houses of war and of shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the god king. The empire used the
What
war
about
to
my drag?
expand its territory. Justinia returned to her throne. Under her rule, the Dwarven kingdom fought for the divine, and her loyalty was unquestionable. Many fine and courageous dwarves did their people great honor, in battle and in death. With Lucian gone, the elves reluctantly rejoined the Divine Alliance. Their place in the war on the Void would entirely depend on the integrity of the new Divine. And on the integrity of the elven Godwoken who did not ascend. And here and there, across the world, what was left of the Black Ring fought on. The island of Fort Joy remained a sorcerer's paradise, a place of exile for those whose sorcery threatened to bring in the Void. For their well-being, its residents depended entirely on the benevolence of the new divine.
Everything depends on me, doesn't it?
Reaper's Coast struggled on. The farms and the fisheries fought to feed the people against the Voidwoken blight. The black pits took fire. The oil there burned still.
Anyway.
Driftwood teetered on the edge of starvation until the night the Voidwoken came from the sea. All were killed. This did, however, put an end to the famine. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why.
You'd think, as a divine, I could just snap my fingers and all the Voidwoken would just disintegrate across the entire world.
Sir Gareth thanked the surviving Seekers for their service and gave them their freedom. Disillusioned with ongoing war, he set out alone to find a new purpose. He would never stop seeking. Young Han grew up a warrior and became one of the Alliance's greatest generals. But even he could not win the war. Almira and Mihaili settled in an abandoned homestead. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. Outsiders were often suspicious, but no local would speak against her. With a new divine at the helm, Malady had a powerful ally, but she was in no hurry to call in her favor. After all, it might be the last thing she ever did.
Yeah, still got ways to wait for that new game.
Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging.
So he went to that.
He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard served the new divine with honor, wisdom, and an at times unnerving feline elegance. Jehan the demon hunter never stopped hunting for demons. Sahala sought to strengthen the Elven alliance with the new divine. Her powers of sight proved useful in the ongoing war against the Void, but she could never be sure that the new divine trusted her. Tova, her mother, was Sahala's most trusted warrior. The Beast of the Sea returned to the Dwarven Kingdom to lead the dwarves in the fight against the Void. After a series of public blunders, Marcus eschewed political power and returned to the sea. The Beast and the Lady Vengeance sail on. Fane travelled Rivellon, notebook in hand, recording the wonders he discovered.
Like otters.
He kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals, hoping to find the wife he had lost. He's still looking. With a small band of elves, Ifan Ben Medst replanted the lost forests. After the first fresh shoots broke the earth, Ifan returned to the war, leading the elves in service of the divine. Some say Afrit, his soul wolf, walks the forest still. Sabine wandered the world. She became a household name, famed the realm over as a traveling hero, celebrated wherever she went. Enjoying life to the fullest, she was truly and finally free. Losa returned to her music and enjoyed a storied career as the Divine's premier musician. Dark moods would still overtake her, and she would spend long hours walking in the wilds. She always returned with a new song. And then there was you.
I thought it was the Red Prince, not... There we go.
And you, the Red Prince, the Lizard Divine. What did you do with your power? What kind of divine were you as the world battled on? Did you show mercy or strength? Did you sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did you regret becoming divine? Did you wish you'd surrendered the power that runs through your veins and sealed the veil?
I mean, it would have been interesting to see the outcomes from that.
Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
So yeah, Divinity 2. Or Divinity Original Sin 2, I should say. I gotta say, it's enjoyable. Like, I really like the start, like the whole character customization. It's not the most in-depth character customization, but still, I like the concept of, you know, being able to play as an undead, stuff like that. You could create your own custom thing, you can do the origin characters. So I'm looking forward to that in Baldur's Gate 3, the whole, do I want to be an origin character or do I want to, you know, create a custom character? Stuff like that. Because, you know, there's, like for example in this, you could have just been, you know, your own custom character. You didn't have to play an origin one. The problem though is you don't actually see the full in-depthness to some of the things that you would if you were playing as the character. You just basically see their conversation from, you know, your perspective and chime in on it. But yeah, Act 1, Fort Joy. Fort Joy's fun. It's, in my opinion, a decent start to it. Act 2? Act 2 is probably the best part about this. Because it's basically, you gotta go adventuring all around. There's all these choices and stuff. Then it starts falling apart at Act 3, though. Sadly. Act 3 is basically, and then you go to this and you can just skip right ahead, skip the trials, just boop. And then Act 3 is over. Just, yeah. Act 4, though. Mixed feels. Part of me doesn't like Act 4 because the whole, okay, this here's the end. Why are you trying to make me do all this other stuff? Why is there still so much loot that I don't need? Like, I get it's supposed to be finishing up things, but it feels like a lot of it's just padding and making it longer than it needs to be. The whole, okay, so we need you to go rescue Arhu to learn about the thing, to go to the toy maker, to get this thing, to fill this necklace up, to go back, or to go grab this scroll, to go to this place, to go down the thing, to do these trials, to do these puzzles. All just to go into a fight at the end. Or hell, you don't have to go into the fight. You could just surrender it. The only problem is though, I think you would still have to fight Brackus Reds though. Just that Lucian and Dallas would be on your side then. But yeah. Look at all those voice actors. So overall I'd give this 8 out of 10. Because it's a good game. It's just, yeah, there's some points where it drags a bit. Or it definitely feels a bit of a slog. Like here's the thing, if we weren't, you know, excessively modding and cheating, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we'd have, there were points where it would have went a lot slower towards the end where we would have had to, you know, break out everything and use things tactically and take even longer and all that. But we wanted to get this done, you know, before Baldur's Gate 3 comes out. Want to get this done, want to get Baldur's Gate 2 done. Baldur's Gate 2 throwing a ball. So yeah. Still quite a few things for me to do, let alone that, you know, my other series to work on. But I'm sort of putting those on the, not on the backlog, but putting those on the back burner while I get, you know, Divinity done and Baldur's Gate. Just so I can get those done and out of the way finally. I mean, we put them on the backlog for, months. Feels like it's been a year or so for Baldur's Gate. But yeah. Then of course there's still Kingdoms of Amalur, how they're still sacred too, that needs to be brought back at some point. But yeah. As for now though, hope you all enjoyed, thank you all, and have a nice day.